Oh, the pain. It is painful, guys. I stand before you defeated. I did not make day 2. I feel like a failure. And that's not to say that, you guys should feel pity for me, because you shouldn't. Honestly, I had, overall experience wise, I had a lot of fun. This was the best YCS that I've ever attended. Hold on. Let me make sure all the people that need to hear this are in here. There you go. Yeah, this was the best YCS that I've ever attended. Anaheim, if you guys have missed it. It was a big tournament. 1,400 people, guys. 1,400 duelists showed up. And I saw a lot more Ryzeal than I thought I would. So I'll show you my deck profile. And keep in mind, this is not the deck profile that I had over there. I already made some changes because I'm like, what can I fix to make myself better, right? Because that's how my brain works. So there's a few topics to cover. I'll cover how well what my rounds were, my whole experience in Anaheim, and as well as what I think about the Ryzeal deck, because I get a lot of questions about Ryzeals. So first thing I want to cover is my experience at Anaheim. It was honestly amazing. Konami did a great job this time hosting. There was 9 rounds of Swiss day 1. And then day 2, I think there was 3 rounds before the top cut. So yeah, I did not make it. I got placed 327th, I believe, with the Teller Knights out of 1,400, which is, I guess, admirable. But for myself, I have such high expectations. I expect it to be better, especially that I have you guys over here, wanting the best representation of Teller Knights, so that's what I try to do. So round by round, I guess my first matchup, this was tough off the go. I sat down, and across from me sat down this French guy, and I don't know much, and he barely spoke any English, so I'm like, oh wow, but he seemed very well composed, and I think this guy was a true professional player. This is what you guys need to understand. At YCS level, you either run to people that are really new, or the people that are really experienced. And the people that I ran into, they're super experienced. And it's crazy. For the starters, the guy that I was playing was friends with Joshua Schmidt. The reason I know is because Joshua Schmidt sat right next to him for some reason, and they started chatting it up. And then after that, Joshua got picked for that feature match. So I'm like, oh great! So I'm playing someone that's obviously practiced with Joshua Schmidt. So this should be difficult. And of course, he was playing Lab, but he was not playing Lab with all the furniture. He was playing Lab with kind of a stun version. And of course, first game right off the bat, he just shotguns Shifter, and I cried because that's one thing that I was afraid of seeing a lot of Shifters. That's why at the time I had Baguska in my extra deck, which I did make, but obviously he played through it. I cannot tell you guys how he took it 2-0. I cannot tell you guys how many times this deck holds its own. I cannot. It's not like it's a complete blowout. And that's what I want you guys to understand when you're playing against meta. Right now, I think that this is not the current build, by the way. This is more optimal, but which I should have ran as well. I underestimated how many hand traps there will be in that at the YCS. And I was afraid to run a big number. But I can now, and I'll show you later on. But the deck, to be able to grind with what do you call them? With Labyrinth, it means a lot, man. Because I got debarriered, right? Because they can play that. I got Daruma canned 3 times and in one match, and I was still able to give him a good fight. Because that was honestly like losing the die roll to Lab and then like having Shifter at both games. It's hard for us to play. So I lost that one. Round two, I went up against. Man, I'm still trying to remember because this is almost like disappearing from me. I think I went up against Exo Sisters. No. Game two, I went up against Sharks. So I went up against Sharks, which are given a lot of props because of how good they are. So I 2-0'd the Shark deck anyway. Relatively easy. Match number 3, I beat Exo Sisters. So at that point, I was 2-1. I was feeling good. And then came my first Ryziel matchup. And that Ryziel matchup was not just against anyone. That Ryziel matchup was against a former YCS champion. And the reason I know it was against former YCS champion is because the guy that sat next to me, and I don't know if you guys have time to look up who Ryan Levine is, but he sat next to me, like across from me, and the guy next to me, of course, is like, "Hey Ryan, can I borrow a pen?" And I'm like, "There's 1,400 people here. How does he know like who this guy's name is?" After the match, I find out he won 2-1. After the match, I find out that it was a YCS champion. He topped like 4 times, and one thing that I'll tell you, the Ryziel matchup is not as imposing as I thought it would be. We were actually going back and forth. I did not get to bring up Paradise, which I'm very frustrated because this guy, you can tell he's a pro player. He knew exactly where... He had Ghost Ogre both games against me, preventing me from ranking into Deltaros. He knew exactly where to hit. For some reason, like, he didn't hit any of the other cards. He waited for me to attempt to rank up. He's like, "I don't even know what you're going into, but I don't want to see it." To me, that was like really frustrating. And I feel like game 3, I could have played cleaner and I could have taken it. But it just goes to show like my experience versus someone like him. So that was a tough loss. So at that point, I'm sitting 2-2. I think I'm facing Ubel next. I beat Ubel relatively easy, 3-2. I went up at some point. I think I went up to 4-2, and then obviously, hold on, I went to 4-2. I gotta look back at this, but my crucial loss, what gave me the X3, my final, was against Ryziel again. This was a very grindy match. The guy that beat me ended up going to day 2, so he was a good duelist. The sad part is, and this is where like it's the path between light and darkness in a way. You know, it's like you do what's right and you do what's what's technically not illegal, but it still feels wrong. So we're going back and forth. We only played one game. We were going back and forth, grinding it out. He was running Fiendsmith Ryziel, so he made Chaos Angel, and I made Full Armored. So my monster was bigger, and at some point he only had 200 life points left, and there was about a minute left on the clock. I could have played slower. But I had no more plays. First, I couldn't see the clock clearly. So, 2, I didn't want to like slow play. It did not feel right. And I knew in my heart, the moment I passed the turn back to him, it was over. But something told me like, if I gotta win, I gotta win on my own terms. So I passed the turn to him, and of course, he ended up outing Dark Knight Lancer and hitting me for game just in time for the time to run out. So that gave me my final loss. It was heartbreaking. I know I did the right thing. But it still felt crappy, you know? It still made me think like what could have been if I stalled. You know, if I made my own. Now that I think about it, I'm like, why didn't I make my own Baguska? He doesn't run any links, and there were barely, if any, and just sit on that. But here we are now. We can't take back the past. And then I think my other matchups, I don't know if I played. I'm trying to remember, but I ended up being 5-4, and placing where I was. My friend actually was playing Tenpai. I think my last win came against Tenpai actually, which I felt good about because that's the deck that everybody's afraid of. But my deck was able to handle that pretty easily actually in 2 games. Because they make you go first, and then you make Paradise, and even if they board break you, they can't do anything. And then the turn comes back to you, and you kick them with Fiendsmith. So this new deck list, and I swear to God, you guys go back to my videos, and you guys can see how much I've been hyping up Fiendsmith Sanct. And I've been telling this to all of my friends that Fiendsmith Sanct is actually better than Tract if you're not doing the whole like fusion with that Engraver Future. So anyway, so what this does is it's basically a 1-card combo in a Teller deck. It gets you into Lacrima and into you can make Chaos Angel and Wave Hiking Caesar. So one thing that I know for a fact is that against Ryzeal, they cannot out a Chaos Angel, or they have a hard time against their Star Slayer. So making Chaos Angel is so crucial in here, and this is one of the additions that I made to my deck. So this I think is going to live in my deck now. These 2 are kind of flex spots. I took out Baguska because I don't know how Prelevant Shifter will be now that the Tenpai is gone. I might keep him in. I don't think I need Star Slayer or... So what I'm thinking, like to me in my mind, I know there's Ryzeal, but I know that Ryzeal impacts Tellers in a negative way in locking us into 4s. And this deck is so much more than just rank 4s. It goes into Armored, it goes into, what do you call it? Rank into M7, and then it has a lot of capabilities. So I don't like locking myself into that. So, but I mean, I'm open to testing Ryzeal, but I just don't think it's the right fit for us. I think Fiendsmith is the better fit for us, because I guess it's simply because of the lock, because of the versatility as well. Because we can either go for a rank 4 play with a Lacrima, or we can go into a rank 6 play, which gives us into Teller Knights as well. So these 2, and then with Tellers, you can obviously go in with Zephyroxiton into your Fiendsmith engine. And which one? You're tinkering with the Ryzeal? Not gonna lie, I don't mind trying Ryzeal out as well, guys. I'm open to it. I know we have to evolve with the game, and I'm open to doing that. I just don't like the restrictions. And I don't know, people say oh, you don't need the restrictions, you can just make your regular combo and then go. But let's go over the deck profile right now. I'll tell you what I have in this build versus what I don't have in the other build that I think was the reason for my demise. For one, Nibiru I think is going to be very good this format because it does out Detonator. Nibiru plus a hand trap, obviously. It depends what their setup is. If they use up all their resources to before the field spell is set, you can nip them there. 3 Engravers is a great card, obviously. I was playing this since the beginning and can tell how much amazing synergy it has with Teller Knights. It makes them basically a 1-card combo. 1 Anukalai, this is your best Teller Knight normal summon. I almost want to cut the Neb because the Neb, I notice a lot during the combo, whatever card that adds you, you can never bring that card out, and that's my biggest. Yeah, Diamond is out. Diamond is out. He might come back. It's just I don't. He's very situational because I think Yubel is about almost dead right now. Altair is what I messed around 1 copy of. I just feel like 2 is better. Because the follow-up is incredible. Follow-up lets you full armor XC during their turn. And then interrupt as well. It's funny, like I think I was going for an OTK line one time, and I full armor XC during the battle phase and went into Zeus on top of my other XCs, which is freaking insane. Yeah. Alteran is great. Part of me thinks this is actually your second best normal summon, because once you XC, you send this to the graveyard and you bring it out again. Yeah, the Neb looks like, sadly, might be on the chopping block. So this might get caught. This is like one of the best cards that ever came out for Tellers. I didn't realize it until I started using it more. This is mandatory 3 of. Maybe. I mean, if you like trying to like constrict it even more, you can probably run this as a 1 of. Or 2 of at least, because 1 to banish and then 1 to summon. You can make this more compact definitely, but I don't see a reason why. Capella is, honestly, this is your enabler for Paradise. I don't see why people are here, like, not a fan of Paradise. It gives you free wins. Like, it's like having Centurion and not going into Calamity Lock. It's like having Branded and not using Gimmick Puppet. If something gives you wins, you take it. Especially if you're playing a rogue deck. I don't get it. Like, you would rather set up a board that can just be nuked and like you got nothing else to do. I know Tempai will not be like around as much, but still, like, people are gonna shift to like backward removals, like board breakers, and honestly, that's what we want. We want them to go away from hand traps. We want them to go into board breakers. I give you guys a list that can play through Dark Ruler and evenly matched, and some people are like, nah. I gave them a list that says we don't care about Tempai, we can beat a tier 1 deck, but they rather say nah. It's insane. Fuwaluz is a good one. That was in my deck. Ash was in there. Ogre was not in there. Sakitamas were in there. I took out Sakitamas. Ogre is a really nice card, man. You can get rid of Detonator. You can get rid of the other one, Do a Drive, or the Field Spell. Veiler was not in there, so Veiler is in there as well now. My hand trap card is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18? Which is pretty high. But I think this is what you have to do. Zephyr is an MVP. Part of me was like, why don't I just run 3 Zephyrs? Because they're like 1-card combos. Just like that guarantees a Fiendsmith access. But some of y'all were like, nah. Which I'm still gonna like explore. Lurie is not in here, and I'm okay with that, I guess. It doesn't feel good, like sometimes like having Engraver and this in hand, but it's better than running a brick. I'm trying to cut my brick ratios here, and everything else is the same in here. Chaos Angel is new edition. Star Slayer is a new edition. I might take Star Slayer out for Exiton Night. We'll see. And then Moon of the Closed Heaven is a new addition. I know we don't really need her. I might like play test with her a little bit more, but I think I got traumatized, to be honest. That guy like he Ghost Ogre this, so I was left on the field with Alteran and Ptolemy, and I'm like, where the hell do I go from here? So I'd rather go into this. So another thing, actually, I was able to achieve a Paradise without the armored cards. It can be done. But I think like the layers that Armored adds to you, it's pretty nice. So they can stay in there for now until we come up with something better. Just to keep in mind, Wave Hiking Caesar doesn't do much against Ryzeal. So something to keep in the back of your mind. And then IP is out. I think I'd rather make SP right off the bat and equip it with the Armored XC. That way you get to like trigger things faster. For the side, Lancey is in there now because then another target for, and then for Lancey is in there for, you know, Malice. A lot of people are telling me to run what is that called? Fiends something? The trap card. Oh man, this is gonna take forever. Do you guys know that card? No, this one. Simul Archfiend. This turn, neither player can special summon monsters with the same card types they already control. If you do not control two or more of the same card type, maybe? But this kind of hurts me too because I am running like, I'll have armor, then I'll try to bring Deltaros. So no, Ultimate Slayer is in there for, obviously for Ryziel matchup. Kolbai is in the side. Deck Lockdown is great against Ryziels. And then something to keep in mind that Purilia is good against Ryziels, while Foolish is good against Malice. Okay? So if I were to build a Ryziel, and trust me, I've tested this already. Let's go Ryziel Knights. It pains me to build a deck that's like less optimal than it would be either on its own or with Fiendsmith, for example. Hey guys, welcome. So what I'll do here is obviously I'll take all the Fiendsmith stuff and put all the Ryziel stuff. So she won't be needed, or he won't be needed, I don't know. Is this all the Fiendsmith? Now let's go over here. So you don't need this. You don't need this. You can't make Chaos Angel anymore, which by the way, Ryziel can't deal with. Don't need her. Don't need this. So all this is free space now. And I'm not gonna lie, like it's straight up gas, right? Ryziel is straight up gas. So you need this. You need 3 of this, 3 of this, 1, 3 of this. I picked up my core already, by the way. I have it. You need 2 of this, 2 of this. You need an aggregator. So let's cut this to 1. Oh, they don't play armored because you can't go armored, obviously. Sucks. So you go aggregator. And then what? You can go into what's the one that negates? Abyss Dweller. No wait, it's a Tellarknight deck, right? So you would go into Ptolemaeus, but you can't make anything with Ptolemaeus. So like, what are we doing? Take out M7. What are you gonna make with Ptolemaeus? Pleiades during your bonus turn, or? You see what I mean? Like, you're like, why? I'm trying to see that other person's board that he put up on the Discord. Let's see, deck profile. Deck list for Tellarknights. He has armored cards in there, but you see where the conflict is, right? Am I missing something? You can't armor unless you... Are you telling me you're doing all your like regular combos before you get into Tellarknights? Is that what I'm trying to figure out? Well, that's what I'm saying. Just play right, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying, Thompson. Like, I'm like, just play Ryziel. It's better. Like at this point, the Tellarknights feel like a hindrance to the freaking deck. Like, why are we there? Like, what are we trying to establish? They can already do this without us. We're not making it better. The lock is crazy. It's like basically says, screw this spell card, this powerful spell card that we were given. They're like, nah, we don't need it. Like, why play this? We don't need Rhoda. Like, we don't need Deneb. Deneb's a shitty normal summon. Like, way worse here. But yeah, let's say there's an armored package here, right? Which is the build that I saw with one of the people on the Discord. They put up a build, which, mind you, has how many end traps? I feel like you're not. I don't know if you'll be able to even make a 3 Ash and 3 Imperm. That's it. You are like going first, sure you have gas. Going second, you're losing. So if you lose die roll, you're cooked. That's what I'm saying. Let me see if I can duplicate his build. Oh yes, never mind. This is not it because he has a Centurion in there as well. I'm here trying to. Let me see their build. At some point, when I took out the armored cards, which again our deck can do, I put in Purge, which I was so excited for because we can play. I can't spell Purge. We can play Purge without the armored cards. I mean, yeah, you still have Wave Hiking, but to have Purge is insane. You guys can try that too yourselves. Let me see that guy's deck list. I think one of the boards was Armor Ixie and the Bagooska. Okay, let's see. Am I gonna be able to find it? Yeah, okay, so I found it. And I think this is Lorosaur's list as well, because he used this against Triff. Which Triff, I mean, I guess I met at the YCS as well. He's like, "Hey, are you the guy that I played against?" I'm like, "No, you're not. I play my deck differently, man. I play it more optimally. If you look at like our deck builds between like me and like Triff and like guys like from Team Sam, what's his name, Pack, like our lists are identical when it comes to like ratios and when it comes to, because one thing they look at, and let me go back to mine, is like consistency, right? The only difference is their cards that they play, they're more modern, so they need less of them, like and they're okay with like running this many hand traps and having like 1-card starters. For us, we're a 2-card combo deck. The reason why Raziel is a big no for me, or at least that's what it seems as of now, again, it can do what it can without us, and we're getting in the way at this point. And we're not like our boss. We don't have a boss monster that we're basically leaving off of. Versus in our build, like we're making like Wave High King, we can make Chaos Angel, we can make what do you call it? We can make Paradise, and we can keep like looping our resources. I don't know, man. I think like they're just too focused on Detonator, and this is like the same thing that people tend to do when like something new and shiny comes out. They just like, oh, it's new and shiny. It's gold. It's God's gift, and like there's always something on the back end of that. So let's go ahead and like test this out. And what I tell people is usually like when you see replays, make sure you see like, I'm not saying this deck is 100% win con. I'm just saying like it's consistent. And when you see replays, make sure it's like both like a match, going first and second. So right off the bat, like this is why I like Sanct over Tract, is because it doesn't go and bait out Droll right away. Right now we're playing under Droll. See how balanced this hand looks? They will interact here because they have no idea what we're playing. They're thinking, oh, we're playing Raziel. See, like, that's fine. See, and this is where the struggle is. Like, what do we add here? Because this feels bad. It feels really bad. But see, we already have this, so we can go here, pitch here. I do like the fact that I added more hand traps. I played almost like near perfect at the YCS. I think I did not know the place of like the Ryziels or how to deal with them yet. And I just didn't expect them to be that popular. I did not see any Malice or Tenpai. I saw only once, which with this deck, like, destroys Tenpai. It really does. After my matches, it was wrapping up. I walked up to the table where Jesse Cotton, Joshua Schmidt, and that other, the YCS guy. I keep forgetting his name. I'm sorry, but he's such a nice guy. They were sitting there and they were all discussing it. I'm like, hey man, I had a great match against you. He's like, oh dude, he's like, your deck is so unique. He's like, guys, and he's told Josh, he's like, Josh, and this was the I'm not like worshiping Josh or anything. He's like, but this was a highlight. He's like, Josh, you should see what this guy's deck does. It basically, like, he plays Teller Knights and he has a built-in Fiendsmith access. And they were like, wow, that's actually really good. That's why I was like kind of upset that I did not play as well as I could have. Let's go chain block here, just in case he has an Ash Blossom. I'm not saying this build is 110% better than Ryziel. I'm sure there's a lot of unexplored parts, but as you can tell, the top deck that made it, I'm trying to. But what I was telling you, and what I was telling these guys is, I saw a lot of Ryziels over there, and I saw a lot of Fiendsmith. And that's the deck that I ended up winning, Fiendsmith or Ryziel. We can play both of those engines in our deck. You just gotta ask yourself which one hurts us and which one helps us. Fiendsmith does not hurt us at all. Ryziel, on the other hand, it takes away like the best thing about the deck, which is spamming monsters in different ranks. And I don't know why Paradise is so frowned upon. Probably that's why. I'm kidding. Okay, we're gonna pass on this. There was a guy that was playing Ryziel Teller Knights, by the way, at the YCS, and he ended up exiting by round 3. He went 0-3. It does not work. It's because it's relatively new. And all it does, it gives you an extra rank for body. Versus this. Versus this. You mean to tell me you'd rather play that version than this? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna Dark Ruler me and not being able to attack? Are they gonna Dark Hole my board when I have SP and Deltaros trigger afterwards? Maybe. But I have a lot of follow-up and I have Fiendsmith in the grave. Are they gonna set 4 cards and don't think I'm gonna be able to get rid of them? Oh, this is good. Oh shoot, did we both roll the same? Let's ogre this. He's lying. Oh, he's not. Okay. That's fine. Oh man, we both rolled the same number then. Alright. This actually might be interesting. This is my first. Actually, no, this is not my first. I played against my friend, except I was able to resolve Paradise Smasher then. This is fine. This is against the tier 1 deck, by the way, guys. Let's see what does this do. I still don't know these cards. I think I have to go Baguska here and force his hand. Oh shoot, I took out Baguska. Gosh darn it. Well, I guess follow up it is. I can see why Baguska would be welcomed. Please don't go Deltaros. Oh, he banishes his own. Alright, to activate its effect. I do still have this, which is gonna be fun. Neat. Now I'll wait for him to. Way into it. Some music in here? There you go. I have to wait for him to resolve everything. Make sure I leave room for these two guys to come back. It is, but you know what? At the YCS, man, I saw a lot of different decks, which I'm kind of glad, except for Ryziel. And I feel like this is just the beginning for Ryziel, unfortunately. They're gonna be around everywhere. Your boy has a core. I'm gonna try it out. I wanna see where it goes from here. He can't attack directly, so this is not gonna be a game. I kinda missed not having Bakuska, not gonna lie. Maybe instead of Star Slayer. Oh. You got rid of SP though, that's something. I don't know where to interact here. I gotta bait out the Niv here. I wonder if I should just let it slide. But no, cause he used up those effects already. Come on. I have so many plays. So don't use Altair. I gotta kill him, I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. I'm okay being locked into that should be game. Yep. Alright. So against Malice, this is good. Slayer can be good. Talents? I think that's all I have. I don't need a second copy of Altair. I'm trying to go for the kill. Nibiru is still good against them. Maybe no armor? No, just kidding. I can take out Ogre? Now let's take out this guy. Man, I'm still recovering from being sick. Actually, Talons doesn't play well. Hey, Syntax, welcome. This is actually not a bad hand. Look how balanced it is. I think you impermed the ring. Yeah. Yeah, Nib is a good card. Just burn the imperm here. Yeah, cross out. Fucking always. Does cross out stop me for the... Wow, crossout is dead. Isn't it? Wait. Oh, he did. Crazy. Cross out for the win. Well, maybe not for the win, but... Oh, I still haven't recovered fully. There it is. Yeah, I can Ash. Has another cross out? I'm kidding. Now look at my hand. Unless he doesn't know how to read, he's probably gonna shuffle my imperm as well. Doesn't know how to read, homie. Alright, we'll let him play. Damn, level 7 dragons? Disaster the Supreme Dragon Ruler. Wow. God damn. Unaffected. Yo. Holy shit. Have you guys seen the new Dragon Rulers? They have this beast of a card called Disaster. And this card has a light, dark, earth, water, fire, and wind. Monster attached, it gains 4600 and it's unaffected. This card's XC summon, you can target 4 level 7 Dragon Ruler monsters in your graveyard or banishment. Attach those monsters. Then you can banish all monsters in your opponent's field or graveyard that have the same attribute. Holy! Is there any new Dragon Rulers? Oh my god! I am making Dragon Rulers, boys. Holy shit, I'm making Dragon Rulers. Fun fact, Dragon Rulers was my first deck before... Am I playing yet? Or are they going still? They're still going? Dragon Rulers was my first deck before Teller Knights. Did bro cook too hard? He cooked himself or what? Alright, firewall. Bro. Two cards in hand. Pass the turn, man. It's not that complicated. Oh no, Nibiru! I think we're gonna lose this. This is a bounce. It's like a Pleiades. The pain of drawing Nibiru as your 6th card. Don't use the effect now. Imagine he uses it here. I wonder if I can go Chaos Angel here without him noticing. And that's why I play Chaos Angel. Bye, bitch. Alright, let's there's no point of going Lyran. Just go battle, clear it up. I'm not affected by that, bro. Chaos Angel comes in clutch. You know what? Now I might actually play something. Can I bring this on the token? Hey, bad. I'm sorry. can't XC. I remember. Oops. See, that's why you play this. Just for the D barrier alone. That was their board. Tellerknight is not impressed. Oh shit, I'm just kidding. He can be destroyed by battle. However, I think they need to walk into Nib in order to get over this board. I think. Oh, all three of them are used up. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna nib them. This thing. Red Ransom. Is there 3 of them or 4 of them? Holy shit. Alright, do your thing. Pretend like I didn't stop you there. Hey, yo. Can't destroy him. Yep. Alright, dude. You gotta go. Oh! Ain't no way this guy hasn't even. Ah! How many crossouts do I gotta survive here, bro? Do you even have another one? This guy going first is running full on Nibiru's in his. That's a bad way to play this, man. That's not Nibiru. He does have incredible follow-up, I think. I might feel this. Oh no, another direct attack. Oh no. Malice is nice. It really is. They didn't do so well at the YCS. wish I had a Teller Knight. Alright, I'll give you this one. Alright. So call by. This. And this. So 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now then this matters. Ogre. I think Nibiru might still be a better choice than most of these cards. Ultimate Slayer is actually not important. Alright, let's go first. Oh, he's cooked. Tried that, I already have it. I wish I had Bagooska. Not the Bagooska wouldn't matter. Crazy draw. I mean, does knowing his hand really matter? That's better. Holy shit. You banished the wrong one. Cross out. It doesn't matter. Damn. I guess I'll just ditch Full Loose. We got both this. What a broken hand. Wow. GG's. Not winning this one. Unless he overextends. I'll fake him out. 2. He didn't make sense. GG's. Alright, yeah. Lost. That was unfortunate. Armored cards. Did not come in hand. Well, I mean, sometimes it be like that. You got 2 Fulus and then you got 2 Bestials in hand. I'll take care of almost any deck, man. When you got it, you got it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this stream. I'll try out the Raziel build on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.